Hey everyone, it's Kayvon. I wanted to do a quick video on how to increase the storage on a PS5. Storage, hard drive space. I'm using the disk version, but you can do this on a disk and digital version PS5. So let's get started. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the disk side up and we're gonna face it towards me. And then in order to get this panel off, we're going to push down on the side of where the disk is, as you can see right here. I'm going to push down gently and pull up on this side. So, and it'll pop off. It's kind of hard to, let's see, there we go. So as you do it, it'll pop off, and then hard drive location is right over here. So what you need is just a Phillips screwdriver. That's you're going to open this little panel up. It's just a screw, Phillips screw, and then we're going to take this lid off right here. So hopefully you can see this. It's a very tiny screw. We're basically going to, there's a screw and a little adapter. Not adapter, I'm sorry, a little washer that's underneath it. So you want both. So let's slowly pull it out. We'll put the screw aside, and this is the washer that I'm referring to. It's very small. You need to keep this because you're going to use it. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. There we go. There's the little washer. You need that because once you put the new hard drive in, you're going to have to select what size the hard drive is. You'll be able to see it, and it'll line up with one of these holes, and the washer sits underneath the hard drive. So in most cases, I've noticed that the hard drives that have PlayStation 5 in the title typically run more expensive. And if you go to Sony's page, I'll list it down below in the description. I'll also list the Amazon link for this hard drive, which is 7,000 or 7,200 sequential read, which is more than enough for the speed that Sony's recommending. Sony's recommending 5,000 or above. So this Rocket 4 Plus is the hard drive that I'm going to put in. And this hard drive does not come with a heatsink. So I think the price was about $160, I believe, versus the $300 that they offer for the 1 terabyte. But the other thing is you got to have a heatsink. So I bought a heatsink from Amazon. It's a low profile heatsink. Again, I'll put the links to both of these in the description below, and you'll be able to just click on it and download, buy them from there. All right, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. Comes in this little nice box. Oh, metal. Wonder what. Okay. All the description, hard drive, all that stuff. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the low profile heatsink off. And what I like to do first, it comes with some rubber bands, so make sure you don't lose those. There's very thin, clear rubber bands that you're going to put on later. But what I like to do first to test it, we want to test it to make sure this low profile works. So I typically put this, I'm just going to put it on like this. And I'm going to slide it in, do a test fit. And if it doesn't work, then this video is not going on YouTube. Okay, so we're going to nudge it in here. Let me make sure. There we go. And test fit this down. Make sure that the lid closes and there's no issues. Once it gets, yep. And there's enough space between the lid and the heatsink to allow the heat to escape. So we're good. So let's apply the heatsink now. And it's fairly simple. It's just a double stick tape. Here it's not double stick, sorry, it's thermal. So we're going to take the thermal tape off. It's got a little protective deal on both sides. Take one side off. And we're going to make sure this is clean. This little copper part is clean. I'm going to put it perfectly on here. Make sure it lines up. There we go. Just fit it on there just fine. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to take this thermal off, the other side of the thermal off, and stick it on there. So the reason why I like to test fit is because I want to make sure that there's no issues with it. You'll know what the orientation is, which you can see there's two smaller pin side and a longer pin side, and I can see that on the PlayStation. But it just helps me understand where this actually situates. So we're gonna put this as close as possible, as you can see right here. I make sure it's straight and just kind of press it down, and then I'm going to use these rubber bands and take the rubber bands and wrap it around. Now these rubber bands are pretty tight, not really the easiest to put on. So there's one, there's four, so I don't know if you need all four, but I just recommend doing two. You don't need really all four. It's just to keep it in place. You can do three. They come in different sizes. The rubber bands seem like there's four because there's two different sizes. You just want one on the top and one on the bottom. There we go. So there we go. We got both on here. It's pretty tight, as you can see here. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to test fit it again, and you can see that it lines up with the 80. So I'm going to put this little washer back on the 80. There you go. Put it in, and then grab the screw, push it in, and then push it down, and put the screw back in. I like to hand tighten first. Just kind of put it in there, put it in the hole, make sure it's okay. Go counterclockwise and then go clockwise. So counterclockwise to fit, and then go clockwise to tie it down. It just makes sure it's not cross thread. That's why I do that. It doesn't cross thread the screw. There we go. And it's just slight hand tight. You don't have to go crazy tight. And then now we're going to put the cover back on, which is fairly simple. The cover has a little lip here, so that goes in first, like so, and that just sits on top. And then, so once you turn the PlayStation on, it'll detect the hard drive, and then it'll tell you, it'll ask you, what would you like to do with it? Like, would you like to make it to where it's only hard drive, like game installs, or is it like, what do you want to do with it? What kind of games do you want to move over to it? So it acts like a full hard drive that allows you to play games off of it because of the speeds. There's been a lot of ratings on this hard drive. Hasn't been too bad. It seems pretty reliable for the price. I mean, total, I think the heatsink was about $11 or $12. The hard drive was $160. So you're about under $190 total out the door, and that truly for a 1 terabyte drive at that speed, that truly beats the $300 price tag that a lot of these other hard drives with pre-installed heat sinks are charging. So that's it. And then once you put this back on, you can just slide it. It slides from this side out. So let me zoom out really quick so you can kind of see. There we go. There we go. So as you can see, the lid, everything's back together. We're gonna just put it on like that, and then you're gonna push the drive side. You're gonna push it up that way. So, and it makes the click sound, and you're done. So that's it, everyone. And then once you start it up, you'll see the message that tells you that there's an installed hard drive. Take care.